That'll be pretty commonplace as well for Shopify's bottom line. Gotta break down that door here sometime. Paranoia in a little preemptively, and Xander's still gonna step into it. Pancakes with that opening interception, and he's gonna continue that front line. Exa will succeed in the lurk, so there is a bit of a time crunch that Shopify can work with, and in fact, they'll head back to Link to re-up with the rest of the squad. As we go into a 3v3, but that health pool isn't looking good. Jake senses that blood in the water, but Nature just turns right back to it and takes a swan dive. That is certainly a...
Setting up for some sort of a main control.
It's taken Nature and Mitch a little time to get their feet off the ground with a lot of these games. Ion taking advantage of that early aggression in the anti-eco with a double shorty shot and already forcing the pinch with the rest of the team. You don't even need to buy that much with this squad, and they've already...
How much this is so annoying on Corrode. Trying to get a pick towards that B main, but doesn't grab anything.
Yeah, a lot more comfort in being able to hold down the own territory, as EGA has already had no trouble being able to go back and retake pretty damn quick. Zerona's already here for the pinch on top of the insert. It's just Shopify can't get in without getting interrupted. That's going to be the bottom line. And Stunna is in even more. Give it all to him. And these rounds go for the fake, but that does take conditioning that aggression, so you're going to be kind of ringing that bullhorn either way.
Oh my
Aggressive
God.
TP up from Xander. Yeah, that's a decision. Still got the low ground though. The Satellite will turn to it. Stunna now holding up the backline. He'll re-enter top of the flash, but Ion has still got it and a buddy system intact so that they can take even more space. And EG can now no longer comfortably retake. Already some disrespectful shots. Man. To just section out fights, and EG has to make that split-second call of do you stick around or do you go for that retake with some ground that you know Shopify is just going to take back over. And Shopify, all the while, they're just going to keep riding that wave. Surf on! Pressing through the smoke and almost completely dismantling the team in one fell swoop.
Why is being proven right now. I mean, they're kind of steamrolling these rounds.
Yeah, EG Academy have normally been so comfortable with sort of cradling the attacks, just sort of, taking all of that initial aggression and trying to stomach the inertia that comes with it. But if Shopify just keep on pushing, worry not about what's in front of them, worry what's behind that, then it's just so much to go up against. And you're forcing Evil Geniuses to make so many split-second decisions as they continue to try to move up in front of the problem first to be able to cradle it so efficiently. And in doing so, especially with this anti-eco, you're taking even bigger risks and dropping even more bodies. Ooh. Pancakes will finally win one of those duels, and that's something that's also got to become commonplace if EG want to secure defense. Ion stepping in as the primary intel into Jake's body, who also stands alone and isolated here on the B site, and the risk has not met the reward this time, as it seems, Athena.
Yeah, Pancakes looking to save that Vandal really far away.
Already the pads out from Ion. Shopify sparing no expense and not a second on top of it. Zerona, yeah, just going for the preemptive Hunter's Fury to try to, again, just slow things down the tiniest bit, and it'll work on the first bit of it. Now the two-pronged attack, Xander gonna end up being able to trade his way through things, but no intel on where the rest of EG is at, just having to rely on the fact that he's a little bit ahead of the problem, and just barely, but not in time for Jake to get to him. Yeah, starting to get his number for sure. Start just trying to aggress that more often. You leave less time in openings for a distance. Maybe divert that attention, and the spike making its way over to main. There's the Hunter's Fury to open things up, and Ion with the rush down, but Zerona on that centrality is going to be able to mow it down and still stay standing until Satellite finally meets him with the pinch beyond the smoke placed in Link. And again, EGA still a little segmented, making their way back to this site that's been fully intruded upon. Shopify have the 3v3 post plant. Dimensional drift inside as Jake already gives himself away. Where is Mitch? And is this Nightfall coming along with him? The Paranoia on top. Xander not able to meet it. Stunna still manning up on top of this hut. Still taking the space over as the Nightfall will come through. Shopify did take the distance to get away from it, but now EG threatening that distance themselves. Stunna on top of the gate crash, potentially to pinch as well. It's just gonna man down the front line in the 2v1. High-low, not enough. Satellite is able to poke in on it once, and Stunna's still got to take this 1v1, but Satellite finds the...
All the way down mid with so much information here.
It's been all space-making before playmaking so far. You get ahead of the smoke, and you're in, and Ion proves that again in spades. No clean way back in, but now you have the 5v4, you have the confidence, you gotta just drive through it. Zerona knowing that with the Guardian, able to find Satellite before any real space is made. But Shopify, they'll go conventional again. Stick Ion on his lonesome with this operator, jump peeking and still catching one. And now quite the unorthodox Viper's pit to, again, just maintain whatever space you can. Xander finds a pocket and a kill onto Pancakes on the early entry, and EG is just doing what they do best, running it down with minimal time to spare. And with the stack in tow, they have the power to make that work. Xander, again, taking the perimeter, having to force out something here as Zerona and Mitch can double up on duty, and with that recon, they can take that extra inch of space. Now on top of the spike and the smoke, into the double swing. Completely gone. That's got to be clocked here, and Stunna only one more opportunity to get that up shot, and he still whiffs it. So Shopify will carve out the A site, and still the stack is not necessarily here, but Mitch in the meanwhile has that keen eye, ready for X's lurk even in the mid plant. And now he can hold on to that elbow until Nature re-aggresses it. Just all about rechecking, and now you got to do the same for Link. Satellite holding that close. Pancakes now walled away, and with only that TDF in hand, it's going to be hard for him to go for that 1v1. Now it's a 1v2, and he's smoked. Stunna, operator of his own. Tough investment for this round on EG Academy, and Shopify are able to make quick work of it.
That Vandal on Stunna, hero rifle. Satellite, is he ready for this push?
Not completely. Pancakes is able to get that spray on the walk-in, and now it's EG that can apply that early pressure. Shopify, no time to get to condition anything. Jake the wide swing, and then the double up. Oh, that's clean. Just Nature and Ion left standing, and they've got to hold it down. Nature holding this spike and a little by himself. Ion having to make the choice to go back instead of being that pioneer that is netted Shopify so many free entries. Now the saturate on top of it, but the stack is too spread thin. There's just too much in front of it. And now behind you, a flawless
towards that B main, really grouped up, going back to their bread of butter of Exa being in that A main, just putting some pressure, trying to get some sort of lurk in. And Ion instantly with the pick on EG.
And that's another beautiful flash setup by Satellite, just quick to the punch. Zerona with the intercept. You've got to work with Satellite's opening, and now that you've already used the one flash, yeah, it's kind of one and done unless you use the null command, so Satellite's going to let that fly. Here comes the stack, and here comes the swing. Very quickly, it's Zerona all by himself as Jake takes the oneer, but he's gotten behind it. Zerona free for one. Who can turn to it in time? A duel against the stack. Who decides to take it? And it's it's Exa, but only by chance. Shopify in the 3v2 post plant.
Really good start from Shopify, playing together. They knew they were down numbers, but it didn't matter. Xander holding Mitch on the flank. Pancakes trying to get one, and he actually succeeds, and now it's down to a 2v1, but the double peak from Exa and Xander.
Yeah, how exactly they make this approach work? Pancakes, who is continuing to try to find his place in this game, having to do so now on the attack. Stunna solo Doloing against this two-stack, and it's a little off-handed. Stunna!
For them. And now up to EG to just make sure they solidify what they're going to do. Staying grouped up, it is a good call, but Xander is here to kind of put a hold into it. Gets one, and is instantly traded out.
Where you may have given yourself too much grace, and then the whole team groups up, finds that discipline again before they fully flatline. No breaking through the stack this time. It'll be a clean pistol for...
Putting a lot of pressure towards that A, and he's going to get a lot of that information right away that it's a stack. Oh, or not.
Yeah, the rushdown will work. And you still have the way better guns, so... Much comfort taking this. Beautiful paranoia onto Pancakes, though, and that's just going to mow him down. Rest of the stack going to be intercepted by the rest of the team, though, and that's not nearly as easy. Hey, you know, got to hand it to Pancakes being that...
Sorry, 2-3 default. 3 towards mid. Stunna trying to get a lot of that information, but he is in a 1v1 versus Ion.
Such a ruckus in Link, and again, by his lonesome, EG is trying to find every opportunity to condition that Stunna could be on his own anywhere. Pinch, but everyone's so stood up. There's still so much in the kit, and Stunna on another basically 1v1. He has not the better angle, though, and Nature able to take the wide stance. Now trying to run it down as the rest of the team. Reinforcements early outage so that EG can get this kill before the going gets tough. In comes the flash, the haunt. Exa has got his number red, and he still gets Pancakes on the way down. Massive props to the guy. And Satellite now making a bit of a ruckus from the lurk. Link, able to nab at least one down, but EG should be
on this map, at least for their attack side. Again, they do know that it was a little bit of a low buy round, playing it kind of safe. Nature actually managing to get one on Zero. This is wild.
Holy. Yeah, Ion has an idea, and with the operator, he's going to be able to counteract it. This push is going to be a little more awkward, but they still have a lot of util for it. And here comes the defensive stack. Zerona finally meets it, but only grabs one on the way down. We're playing reverse Valorant right now, bro. And pancakes. Wow, what a defensive pancakes play.
Dan, that's crazy, yeah.
Incredible defensive hat pancakes right now. All right, well, you got to re-execute, and you got to do it on the one channel you've got. It's that lane. And it's a stack again. Another initiator just happening to intercept everything. And 1 split second allows the rest of EG to peek out and take their own pot shots. Nature, I mean, yeah, it is like flicking a giant right now. Barely feels a thing. EG looks so... It's the first Prowler hit. You've already given yourself away to an extent. So they're going to start firing some stuff at you. Awkward get out, but they still manage on top of the smoke, and EG's just going to make the entry work. Zerona able to flip back for 2, but Satellite flashing on himself and catching pancakes post-saturate as well. A defensive pinch in the middle of the approach. Shopify, the first time this half where they are quicker to the punch than EG Academy, and it shows so hard on the kill feed. Ion now picking up that operator. In the 1v3, Zerona making the choice to use that Hunter's Fury on the close quarters. Another very interesting decision that'll net Satellite as null. Grabbing the extra inches of space as it becomes harder and harder to wrestle them away this late into the game. We spoke at length, or the desk did rather, about how both of these teams take a second to get their momentum up. But once they do, they hit the ground running and they don't stop until they see 13. Door kept out, Stun is still dry swinging it, going for round 2, and the timing's almost good. He's got the better advantage now. Mitch can step back. And these 2 initiators on EG have all they need to be able to manage this 3v2. Now a 2v2 as the first one steps into the fray. Satellite just trying to manage. No dilly or dallying allowed, though, and Satellite having to do it all on his own. 41 HP, no longer any time to defuse. He's got to at least try and get the kill, and he can't do it all as much as I would love to see Satellite continue to. Evil... and on the scoreboard, it's starting to show. Seeing if they can achieve that momentum that they have been so used to. Pancakes has finally made his way up, and Satellite unable to make anything work here on the first choke up. The rest of Shopify will just choke back in response. It's back and forth, and Ion
off really well. There's only one player from Shopify sitting on this site, but he has a judge.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to get at least one freebie out of it. The snake bite ready to go, but everyone's too close. Doesn't matter. Exit still finds a second, just barely enough time to plant and trying to manage this 2v3. Pancakes already moving up. Deciding to take the outer current of the hallway. TP faked in, but no intel gained. Smoke on top of the elbow. Pancakes made the right call of where to plant himself. TP prevents the double up. It doesn't matter because Jake's got it managed. Well, there's an inch for EG to go for the plant here. They tapped it. Oh, the Pancakes turning back. How does he get all 3 out of that?
But with this Thrifty, they're looking to get a couple more guns down for their economy.
And then you go like this. There was just no reinforcement. And the second you pressure that spike on the A doorway, Exa can move up a couple inches, but you have to pressure the pinch so you can, make that space back on top of the pit. And EG got all of that A opening for free on top of the boxes. So they could just walk up. Pancakes could rotate over.
The execute starts. Looking
That's
really
like
rough around here.
dude. Yeah, Ion has to get those at that point. Hunter's Fury and on top. I mean, yeah, you can just use literally everything here. It doesn't matter. Shopify is kind of quick to this. Nature making the call, has the Odin to spray things down, and so the elbow is momentarily pinched up. And Xander has made his way back through the link. EG is almost compressed too much early on, but of course, Pancakes just decides to make a little extra space.
Of the Shopify Brilliant players towards this short A.
First bird out to find Satellite. Yeah, these birds are going to be used a lot just to make sure nobody's lurking willy-nilly. Pancake's just sitting on top of this poison orb, able to get a whole lot of free damage, and through it, a lot of free kills. Nature still decayed, still tapped, still dead.
Trying to not let them be in any position to give away more than these 1vx situations. And Satellite with one pick on Jake already, and this retake has kind of blown open.
Yeah, finding every potential spot to be able to just get away with it. That's the way that Shopify's got to roll with this, sadly, though.
Oh my god. He's so close.
Yeah, please. Something. Anything. A hand, an elbow, a gun, a body. Two, in fact, for Zerona, and the rest can just be sprayed. Now that you've gotten into that open... Good sense by Satellite to just take a couple shots through that smoke so that force Pancakes just to take a little bit of damage on the way out. But that's about all. In order to justify that. And yeah, the drone is just going to make sure no one's walked out of it just yet. So Mitch can manage that 1v1. Stunna peeking out with the Outlaw will reduce Xander down to 10, but the push on B can continue. The Prowler's going to be able to hit Zerona as well. He's got to back out, call for those reinforcements. His Satellite will finally deal with that one.
In the shower TP.
I already confirmed this, and Xander's looped. So this is such a good pinch. All about losing minimal guns in Shopify. Look to lose none. Oh, Jake has found the angle. So Satellite will be dealt with, but intercept piece by piece. Throw out one salvo for the first push, second salvo for the retake. It's just maintaining a constant threat. Oh, Pancakes gets away with one despite being sprayed through at first. But Zerona, saturated, caught by Ion on the jump in. Now it's all about playing the preventative. Salvo in first. Mitch has to do it alone, and he can. Shopify should pretty quickly get the idea that no one's here to be able to counteract him. But X on this lurk. Soon as one of EG's stack goes through the TP, hits through, he's able to activate a little bit. Mitch able to flush that out with the salvo, but it's a good time waster. And Shopify can start soloing threats here. Rest of EG does have rifles available, so this is a full-fledged 3v3, and the salvo will flush Satellite in towards the cubby to have to force a crossfire up. And now the smoke is actually going to force Satellite into his own pocket. So really just trying to isolate threats, but there's still so many outside of it. A Nature is found on jump up by Jakey. That's great timing by him, and now the triple stack can jump down, but there's such little time on the spike. You gotta hold it down and simultaneously manage this 3v2. Orbital strike on top of the spike, though, and Mitch is only able to hold for half. Now it's a 1v1 as Xander has managed both, and Pancake steps in too early.
His waylay movement.
Yeah, you can tell Stunna wants so many more opportunities to engage early before the stack fully comes through, but players like Satellite and Ion are going to be able to trounce that. Zerona does get ahead of that toxic screen, and with Dutch Dimensional Drift, Satellite's on his own, and Jakey's actually... Orb's going to dissipate before they fully make the push. So X has got to manage this fight, and this Molly forces a weird angle for him. He takes it, and Jake wins the fight. And that bite's going to hit Xander, too. It's all back to formula here for EGA. I mean, the second they find their footing, they look so bloody clean.
Yeah, that plant for Shopify is actually super important. They're going to be able to buy up this next round, even though it's a little bit of a struggle, this one.
Shopify is going to be able to excuse, you know, the moment where they can let that fly, how they can enable off of that. Oh, they might not have to. Shopify just accepting EG stack, walking through the smoke on top of the showers. A 1-for-1 that leaves 2 in the bathroom, and the rest of Shopify with a free A site. Once again, a little bit of a flip. AO drone out, will force Satellite to TP back over to Lamps, so Shopify just a little bit compressed at the moment, but this triple stack is looking beyond dangerous. Mitch's one salvo is going to force an entire stack out, though, and Zerona gets a free 2. Now the rest of EG stack spotted by Satellite, but not immediately taken down. Snakebite will force Nature to once again take a suboptimal angle from behind on Heaven, so Satellite's got to go it alone against this Lamp stack. The rotation spread thin for a moment, though, and that forces EG to play a little weaker. On top of the timer, the spike tap, Satellite's still in here, and it's Shopify who can stretch that spike every moment that it ticks down, gaining the lead back 4-3. Doing a great job of enabling a lot of the flushes with these salvos, but in return, every piece of that util is just so sluggish, so he's got to go for the tradeaways in order to get on the board here, and he will. Ion for Jake. Pancake's still standing, but as that lone controller, A-site is like wax paper, especially when Mitch sticks around and X is able to play from a mile away. how you get the free exec onto the A site. Stunna has all of the util in his kit, but do you have any excuses to use it? Looks like he wants that light speed to go, and the decoy is going to waste so much time on top of it, but now the pit on top of the spike plant. Light speed's gone, saturate on top of the spike plant, but the snake bite is going to force Stunna to make noise on the step back, and so Pancakes having to get on top of this to make up for that vulnerability. But Spike's already down, Pit's already up. That is one of the tiniest ones I've ever seen in my life, but X is gonna make it his little hovel. As the Seeker taps him, Dorona steps through the smoke. With that judge, he's only able to get one. The wide range is taken by Nature, who grabs 3. Looking at util, they're able to really properly prio where they hit first. So no threat is immediate, unless you're not looking at Pancakes, who has been there before, by the way. So let's be aware of that next time, Satellite.
Not using the Prowler to clear that corner there was a little bit detrimental. I mean, Pancake's getting one, being able to fall back off of that too. Looks so scary for Shopify, and they're forced into this short A take now.
3 here. I mean, yeah, this is a really good opportunity for EG. Convergent Pats by Stunna. If there was ever a moment for him to feel enabled, it's now, but the rest of his squad was mowed down before the ult could even complete, and he can't even get a kill on top of it. Really crucial moments during this half-hearted buy that are slipping out of EG's fingers. Crucial rounds to be able to carry this to a quick 2-0 in the playoffs. Oh, a body spotted, but not fully banged through, and Ion makes it 3. Close to his own pop-off here, as he's been such a good fire starter for this half. Really letting that flame carry on. 4 now for him this round.
They should be able to play those retakes really well, and that's why we see them playing a little bit more passive towards A. And finally, a push towards Strong, but it doesn't matter. Exit just spamming the smoke, getting one, and Stunna's here to get another.
It's all about the interception here. Yeah, the Nightfall on top of the Armageddon. Mitch is getting up. He's gonna let that go. But they also don't know if they can extend, because they don't know how much of EG is already here. And Stun is already watching from Octagon. Okay, Xander's cleared that out, 2v2. Mitch gonna let himself be known on top of his concuss, so he's giving himself away, but he's giving the attention away from Jake as the orbital strike is committed on top of the peak.
You heard them. I mean, they're really pumped about that. And they're back to this light armor buy for EG, taking a lot of the showers. Control, and it's immediately shut down by Shopify.
See, nothing is getting past them. That was the case last round, too. It's just a matter of winning out the fights, and Shopify still gonna do that unless Pancakes gets in front of you with that judge. That was almost more catastrophic than it already was. Taking the short so they can take the long, and the Convergent Pats go straight into that pit. Pancakes has to GTFO, and Shopify takes over every other channel of it. It's a hunting ground for this Viper, but Pancakes still stays alive in it after all is said and done. They still gotta go for the breach. No other opportunity. Orbital strike on top of this, but Pancakes continuing to avoid. And now the rest of EG's here. An absolute mowdown. The only ones left is the one that got ahead of it all. Couple seconds wasted, but Ion just reloading right in the face of it, continuing to just not care the way he's always played. But you've got to go one by one on these angles. And
All the util that's behind EG.
Xander does have that stimmy, so they should have the arsenal to be able to match up for it, unless EG tosses down their own stimmy, which they will. And now the double TP to try to go for the counterfight. Satellite's opened up with 2, but still the fight rages on, and EG still has the crowd, so Shopify cannot control. This really does feel like such a grudge match. These players, so many of them known each other since the prehistoric era, and you're seeing
Short A with the dog for a little bit of info.
Flash out into the stack, so Shopify can at least sets up shop. Now they can turn back to every other angle that was not properly managed. Oh, they're not watching Xander though, and he lands the double right-click one-shots! That's disgusting! All of a sudden it's a 2v5. All of a sudden 1! Ion able to find Pancakes with this Marshall that they bought up. And Nature up against the world as the shuffle pops through! I mean, both teams fully committing to being able to take this round and try to run like hell with it to the bitter end. Try peeks out, and Satellite's gonna win it with the help of Nature. Gets escorted back out of the Octagon. Tremendous setup by SRB here. Love Exa being ahead of this. Just tanking that bird right behind the screen again. Sets up checkpoint number 1. Pancakes, yeah, only good for taking this out piecemeal, which is all you can really force yourself to do. That salvo, though, will make sure that Satellite does not have a contingency. Ion already made his way back, and now with the help of Xander TPing in, you've got a very quick 2v2 to manage on the post plant. The Molly is going to hold on to the back call. Ion with the light speed in. Jake still remaining hidden, but Ion can go hunting for Zerona, leaving out a lot of the site takeover on his own, making sure every threat's individual. Xander again. Oh, yeah, just start spamming after that. Another 2-piece. I mean, this feels like a bit of a laundry list round. EG seeing if they can condition something, but this will be about as quick as those first couple rounds on Corrode, as it appears. Yeah, everybody's just hunting for Zerona. They're tracking him down.
Trying to get ults online. Xander actually going for it, getting shut down instantly. And off of those 2 orbs and that kill, he's actually going to get the orb online, whether he gets one more.
Let's go.
Oh
Let's go.
my God. As I was saying, as he gets one more, he gets his orb online, he gets his ult online. And now this next round might be a little bit of a solid round for them. But I mean, we can't count him out just yet.
Potential for the lean over. It's going to be Nature, and he'll be the first to take it. Saturate, salvo on top of it. Nature still on top of it. Lightning fast interception, and Xander's orbital strike is going to convince the TP. But now that stack is sold back, and the infiltration into Lamps will be managed by Ion. Zerona can't even pick up the finisher. Barely a lick of damage on him, and he might stay alive the whole way through this. That was a bit of a...
Trying to get these entries, but he's just getting shut down so often. And here's aggression from Shopify Rebellion.
Satellite will get traded away before the TP comes through. Definitely something to be happy with if you're EG, but I mean, the rest of the stack's already been spotted. You hear the steps, you can just start spraying down, and X is going to be able to grab a freebie with the help of the toxic screen. Now that double drone going to only make that front line a little louder, and I mean, the only way through is either bust the door down against 3 members of Shopify who are completely ready for you, or go for the most obvious TP in history, and Shopify can just rotate to that. They do.
Ion knowing that he has the ability to slow and ult if he really needed to, just holding it down. Playing passive, seeing the gun barrel, getting his one, and getting the second to deny EGT.
Plan, like they want a through line for an entire round, and Bind is just too sequential for you to work like that. There's too many things to get in your face early on, and there's another one. Satellite just TPing off rip into a dry fire op shot. So EG again has to turn up the gas. Toss a Molly to play preventative on top of a plant site that they don't even own yet because the rest of Shopify's already here. Orbital strike into the Lamps, and Ion, no light speed, is gonna have to just walk it out, but he will get out scot-free. Now a pit on top of the plant spot, but guess what? Xander's gonna keep on spraying, picks up 2 Satellite! Blind, ups down that pit's holder, and Shopify when need be, and those lurkers will always be lurking as Mitcha makes his way up mid. So far uncontested, but that's about to change. Xander the first meet, the first blow, first blood for Shopify. Now able to fully pinch on top of this B site that Pancakes has not stuck the plant on until now. Stunna taking that first hit. Once again, well swung and adjusted by Xander. And Shopify reducing these fights one at a time. Nobody getting to be able to link to one another. Jake, the only guy able to get advantage onto more than one player at a time, and that is surgical from Shop.
Is their bread and butter, but for EG, it is also their bread and butter. So they're really going to prove themselves on how they're going to play it out. An immediate aggression from Ion to demolish Pink.
Very minimal util needed to silence a lot of these startups. But Stun has made it in. Yeah, Exa just relying on Nature to deal with that. He will. And another follow-up round that looks to be pretty cut and dry. Shopify very comfortable with waiting until the very last moment to take that last chunk of the B site. And yet again, Jake stands alone. Does have this outlaw. Hang on a minute. Maybe get another.
Push them off to make sure they don't get in.
Door's been broken on mid, and they're gonna flash their way in through heaven to go for this pinch. Ion's able to manage A main though, and that's where the spike is landed. Okay, Xander, look out, buddy. Slowed down by that saturate, making it a little more difficult for him to manage, but Ion on the other side of that is gonna be the 3.
default, which is new from both of these teams. Lots of mid control coming out from both sides. Both teams with rifles in their hands, trying to get...
Oh, you've got to be kidding me, Ion. So Shopify can put everything everywhere,
so they can fall back
everyone,
and then,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, X has got his. Now you rush in. You find out X is there. We already knew that.
Toxin screen down.
Screen down. Free pot shots. EG, again, don't have a great vantage. X is firing for free. Okay. Eventually taken down, but we still haven't made any space, and there's 35 seconds to go. 3v3. Trying to find a way to enable pancakes on this operator now that your sand smokes. Sander still on the way back. Oh, tough swing, Nature. He's not holding the walk-up angle. And the double salvo is going to make it so EG are actually kind of in panic mode for only a moment here. They'll separate into the 2-1. Once again, have Jake play for the flank watch to start. Now watch back onto Heaven. Justice Satellite gets that Heaven approach, and he was alone. Sander still on the way back over. So this is the round that EG will make work, and it looks like they'll hold on to the important guns that they need to. Still a question of how they can fully establish themselves this round, because preferably Ion's not going to be dying for no reason every round. So a little more of an uphill battle from here, for sure.
Yeah, I think for Shopify, other than... Can he do it again? It seems like EG keep playing towards this A main. Maybe not might be the best idea.
Wow, swing in when you know Ion's been holding that so close and they're not going to be able to finalize. The recon bolt catches a lot, but again, what can you do besides maybe toss a molly in the back and then try to approach them there? But that's just no decent window of time to do it. EG can finalize the health pool of Ion, but nothing more than that. No space gained. No intel managed beyond just, there's more people here that we need to worry about. Pancakes has managed to take that high ground and turn it into one more. But even so, up against that stone wall. Gotta wait for the smokes to get set back up. And Jake will finally be able to do that. And Cosmic Divide might be your only ticket in now. 40 seconds to go.
Nowhere to run!
It's the Hunter's Fury instead. Satellite now with the shotgun. Does he get a second? No, Pancake's watching, thank goodness. But the smoke still stands ISO'd. Exa picking up the Stinger instead to try to make it a little easier for himself, but steps into that open space. Flash in, 4-stack walk in. And they want to win the fight before they win the space. By the looks of it, the Cosmic Divide's going to fade before EG can finalize the plan on the site, and Shopify still getting kills on top of it by making the space themselves. Stunna no longer an option to be able to pierce through, and EG's got to back away. They've got to settle on the B side by the looks of it, as Mitch is going to try to keep as many people here as possible. He'll do a decent job at it, but he's already gone. But Pancakes has made his way through the B site, cleared every inch of it. EG can go for a full-fledged bum rush. If Exa doesn't have anything to say about this, he might make it back in time on this flank, though, and nobody's watching. Jakey turns to it. We got a 3v4 on our hands. And Shopify's on the rush back, but they'll be a little late.
Teleport's ready.
Oh, Pancakes watching the link. Ops back up in time for round 2. And they've got to just fire it dry. Pancakes, Hunter whipped out again, going for it all. But it's flushed away, silenced. Rush up by Ion on top of the slow. Gets down Zerona, and the stun onto Jake as well. Forces him back beyond the CD that's set up defensively. And now you can smoke yourself off. Xander orchestrating this entire counter push, and Jake up against so much at once, almost transfers to Xander.
Xander, of course, with those kills, really phenomenal, and it's looking like a super fast B hit from EG.
Yeah, EG, they want to turn it up even more, especially with the help of this conversion pass. They feel like everyone has easy access on, but Ion with this operator shuts down Stunna quick. Everyone else from EG has to try to feast on what's left. And all the while, this pit is up and running, so Nature can play the flank around it. Mitch just trying to dance, and he's almost managed the timing. Yes, he has, but Exa steps out, counter frags, keeps the pit going. Lets Shopify have pretty easy access back in for this retake again, which is all they've really needed to make these rounds quite easy for themselves. It's all about where EG decides to stick up on top. Pit dissipates. Jake, timing! Gone! Exa has looped all the way around behind! And Pancakes' TDF is nothing in the face of this fully thought out defusal. Sure, he'll get the kills, he always does, but Shopify... Despite kind of looking around. With Pancakes on this Lurk conditioning, they know that they can at least send him a little farther up, but as soon as he looks in, he's taken down. Ion again, and he's spun back onto Heaven to take kill number 2. Now watching back onto the mid lurk, which Jake has gotta excavate as there's a 2-stack wandering towards him, and they mow him down as well. Nothing on this eco working for EGA. X has made it back to default again. He's gonna get one too. Everybody's getting the only action here. Make something certain here. On a map like Abyss, it's like you need a guarantee of some level. There is one. Stunna, spear tip, finally lands the sharp part. And everyone's on for the party to begin. Full-on flank expected. Seems like it is. Mitch, yeah, watching both channels of entry. As Arona manning down security for that first bit of entry, Pancakes holds it down, and at that point, yeah, Ion's made the decision. Eco is still too unstable, and at that very moment, Mitch, now nature can make sure that no one else is creeping up on that stack, so he'll just launch the Hunter's Fury right into mid. Everything else has been given away, and Ion is ready with this operator. God, Shopify are just so on top of this, man. 2 ultis into absolutely nothing. Nature's got 2 with this stinger. It's getting a little stupid here, y'all. This defense is looking so nice from Shopify. It's flawless in round 10.
But look at Exa, he hasn't moved.
Oh, Pancakes! Try walking a frag. It's open season on B site. That call's been confirmed to be vacant as well. So EG, yeah, boastfully just run up here. And Pancakes hasn't had a lot of opportunities to head into this library, but in he goes here. How many does he get this time? Ion now off the operator, handing it to Satellite. Yeah, that convergent path does not catch what's right in front of you. Pancakes and Jake can manage it all.
Shopify, Jake has no idea.
Yeah, definitely not ready for this. Already doing a lot of post-dismissal. A little time to adjust, but not enough time to recollect. That is your smoker down, and as Xander's already proven, having your Astra up as long as possible during these rounds is just so crucial to maintaining that impact. Xander's gonna keep on kicking a little longer after winning that first duel against Stunna. Zerona has managed to carve his way into heaven, and Xander is stuck now after Mitch is able to stand on the spike. Those remaining defenders for the first leg isolated and taken care of. Now comes the 3v3 for the retake, with pretty limited time to do so as well. Shopify, tough to make this an 8-4 at this point, but they're gonna try and make that work. Ion with the rush down. Soon to follow is the rest of the stack. Almost trying to get that pit started, but EG has already infiltrated and... Takes lurk, let's see what he gets. He's going wide, he's going purely for steps. Anybody dare to walk through mid here? Oh, it's everybody, and Ion, at the gate!
They still have the dart. Might work out for them as long as they just fight together, but Mitch ready with that dart, ready to delay.
Flushed away, the entry is so good. Stunna the only one who has a decent advantage, and he's able to net. Try to play timer stall with this spike in hand. So he's got to go for the fights, and what do you know, it's Ion.
Looks like for Shopify, they're gonna stick to what they know, stay in group, taking it a little bit quick, and not afraid to use the util. Ion getting that first pick on Pancakes, and here we go. Round has begun.
Oh, just dangling keys over Pancakes' little head. They know exactly how he reacts. I mean, that's exactly how he plays too. He's so Pavlovian. Yeah, rest of that, let's get this out of the way. Give the round. Re-entry back out into mid here for Satellite. A lot of double checking going on, except for where Pancakes is planted. God, he's just gonna lurk whether you like it or not. Keeps getting away with it until Satellite turns back and deals with it. So the retake is less powerful, but much more present early on here. So these stars are gonna go pretty quick. First one that well, just gonna waste some time. Now the drone in. You have so much util for the post plan. It's ridiculous, man. And the bullets are just gonna keep on flying into that one location. Just one more to deal with, and he's stunned. Shopify of the retake calling, just because Shopify is so fast and so on your face if you're right in front of him, and this time you certainly are. Stunna getting hit with that light speed, still has a little bit of time to grab some chip damage, but no more. But the first intercept is there. Pancakes can take down the first body. Ion not able to skirt through absolutely everything. And the double swing through mid will catch that first bit of rotation from Exa, who is on his lonesome. Now the walk-up. Mitch, read like a book. Satellite, very much ready for it as he escorts the remaining two, rotating all the way over to A site. But now, Jake sits here ready to go on top of his star. The Nova Pulse, interesting option, but it's exactly what he needs to net the kill onto Nature. Xander not able to refrag either! And now the puppy guard on that spike may have just been the saving grace to get EG Academy their first round of the half. Gravwell, a little late to it, but Jake can just watch. 12 seconds to go and 3 bodies to take care of. No way all of them are going to show themselves. His Satellite has got to go through this piece by piece, and the fragment on the only remaining place he could plant. It's going to be 4 bodies. Yeah, about time he started doing that when nobody's poking their heads out until after this Tejo drone goes. A lot of just reactive smoking, pain. Footholds keep on slipping, and now Ion's gonna take that inch, turn it into a mile, saturate for Saturite. He's thrown out the link, but Stunna holding close to it, can swing for both. Rest of Shopify's got to brawl close, and Satellite's able to net one with the spray. And Exa holding the flank watch. Mitch yet again unable to make work out of this position. Will get substituted. Now there's 2 watching it. Twisting the knife into the options that EG thinks they can keep re-upping on. And Stunna, another beyond ballsy ultimate.
Keep coming in from Shopify. They don't want to lose this Thrifty again.
Yeah, make it full blown. Don't give them another second to think here. Ion has double saturated, but they've also sandwiched, so X is able to grab a quick double kill out of it, make it 3. Out of the question with a game like this. Open check. Oh, we've missed our first shot, but it's okay. We have a couple more. We're chilling.
It's looking like they're going to set up for that again. The drone coming in, the setup. Jake, he's alone on site, and he's getting ulted immediately.
Oh, still gets one on the way back down, though. Insane patience coming from him, letting the rest of EG...
Silva ult as well. Gonna help them within this next round. And mid, Zerona, is he able to fight this?
Oh, the high-low swing, only good for the 1.
Nice and slow now.
Shopify still down personnel,
30
but even
seconds
footing
left.
on the B swings. Stunna tucked. Mitch default. A war on 2 fronts. Saturite, preliminary, Ion spots it, gets refragged. Mitch can't manage both. And Xander's on 7 HP in the 1v1. Enough time to plant, and Pancakes is not early enough.
Spike planted.
Xander has the Cosmic Divide if he really wants to make this work here and now. The Nova Pulse instead, but Pancakes is just gonna use that one. Yeah, gotta just
30 seconds
hope that someone can manage Ion. Jake stays tucked. Oh, and the pit's gonna get activated. Jake has the perfect counteraction to this as Mitch uses the Hunter's Fury. That's actually gonna be the thing to catch Exa. Ion still ignored, and Satellite on the way back in eventually have enough pieces to make A-Site work, but it's just 2 left after Xander falls.
planted.
Null command back out as Ion creeps up. Gets Zerona down immediately! And they can get that res, but Ion's gonna keep applying that pressure, keep on wasting that time as the 3 stack becomes up again. Oh, but Satellite all the while has been getting that rotation. Will try to go for it, but EG will... Once again, slightly adjust. Stun is gonna head back down. The refract ready, and Mitch not checking the hallway where Ion has been sitting this whole time! And now Stun is gonna refract right into where Ion's watching. It falls apart in an instant. Oh, but Jakey's still standing inside this smoke. That tuck equal one flash to do it. Here we go. See if they can do it. First tap. Pancakes ready, chasing down a leg. Brings out the headhunter for the second. Zerona pinged out by the recon. He cares not. Satellite perfectly timed.